Happy birthday going out to Rosemary, sister of Joan, Emma, and Allison. From everybody, happy birthday to you, Rosemary. Wishing you a wonderful day. May God bless you with health and strength and many, many more years to come. In the garden here, I just amended the soil. It was too heavy. I added some perlite. And you could remember the scythe. This is the scythe just a couple days ago. Put them into the soil. Let me root out one here and show you. Look at those healthy roots. That's what you want. Now, just for comparison, this is the scythe that was growing in the box before. You see how dead those roots look? That's because the soil was too heavy. This is how roots look when you have a good soil mix. And that's exactly what I put them into. Just from kitchen scraps. So, I'm looking for big plants, so I'll just split this in two. See? You could even pinch back off these roots. Okay? Just pinching them back. They're going to spring again. And as with everything else, so I still have some plants here. And water in well. A little rainfall last night, so we're not going to overwet that. Take a look at the destruction that these birds have done to this pak choy. I have a simple solution. The CDs, as you can see, they're not effective. Watch how nice. Watch how nice that pepper plant coming. Really, really nice. I have a little corally set here. I put on 4 tomatoes. I'm going to clean out this bed and I'm going to plant the rest of that scythe. I'm not too pleased with this soil. Even though the roots look pretty good, I want to amend this soil. Roots look pretty good. Hey, what you say, Dad? Nice. And what I will do is just simply stick these into this enrichment soil. And this is the part I want to show you all. Whenever you're going to till up a bed, this is mulch. You don't want to mix this into the soil. You're going to introduce too much of carbon. So remove all these dry materials off of the bed. Previously, I dug into this with the fork and I just broke the ground. So all I have to do is just mix in the top. I'm not going in too deep. So I'm going to add some of this manure soil. Spread it over the bed.
What's on it, John? Covering on the plant?
I remove them because I want to add some perlite. So I'm going to replant the bed.
Oh, I see. Because I'm saying, but I ain't seeing nothing planted. Like
Yeah.
where your plant covered.
Nah. But we want to know what are doing burying the plants. And we're going to add some perlite. And I'm looking to spread like about 1 inch of perlite over this entire bed. This is going to lighten up the soil and you're going to get nice healthy roots.
Is a video la sana?
Yeah. And we're going to start a mix in. Remember, as I said, this soil was previously tilled. This perlite is going to allow for good drainage. Now I wanted to get the garden going, but I didn't have the perlite. So that's why I stuck the sieve into it. But I knew that later on that I would have amended the soil. See how nice the soil is beginning to look. Now I'm actually thinking I have a lot of side planted already. I have some bodi. I also have some melangen, and I'm contemplating whether I should plant the melangen here.
Yeah.
Right? But here we'll only be able to take about 2 melangen plants. If I go back that way a little, 1 melangen here, because a melangen tree that is healthy spreads as much as 3-4 feet. Then I have some bodi plants. I could plant the 4 bodi here and just put 4 sticks, run some strings, and plant some bodi. We have to utilize the land as best as possible. See how rich that soil beginning to look.
So I have some bottle of water to put in the fridge.
Yeah? Right, so remove all the pieces of roots. remove stones. And here we have a lovely bed prepared. What I'm going to plant in it, it looks so good. I wish I could plant everything in it. I have this Corylli plant showing signs of roots coming out already from the bottom. I could have waited a little longer to transplant this. Nevertheless, I'm anxious to see it into this pot. Once again, this is the soil that I purchased from the truck, but as you can see, very, very sticky. Roots are not going to do well in that. So I have this pot here. I don't have a wheelbarrow, and I'm going to add some perlite to this. Now I was holding my breath, but when you're doing this job, you should wear a mask. As you can see, it's very dusty. No, it already finished dust out. Soil is very, very sticky. Your plant is going to choke in that type of soil mix. You see how it's coming apart already? Now, of course, in the dry season, you don't want to be adding as much perlite as I did here, but I added a lot because the soil was extremely wet. However, I will leave some room that I could always add some fresh compost on around this plant. But in the meanwhile, I just want to get some soil that roots are going to do really well in. Guys, mixing in this method, such as what I'm doing here using this pot, you will eventually have like about 50 to 100 pots growing all sorts of vegetables. You don't need to mix a whole truckload of soil. You just come outside and enjoy yourself. Alright, so let me see what kind of progress we have here. And that's what we're looking for. Clump it together, breaks apart easily. Alright, so some people throw stones to the bottom there. I don't do that. Using the pot as a measurement, and I want to leave some room to add some compost later on. So this is good. Simply overturn. As you could see, this soil did not have any perlite, so these roots are going to do really good when it hits that good soil. No, it's not a good idea to do what I'm doing here. Transplanting should be done either early in the morning or late at afternoon. For me, afternoon time is better. So I am going to relocate this to a shaded area, and tomorrow, please God, I'll be putting it against the fence. Tomatoes beginning to flower, and the lettuce that I have planted underneath them are doing so beautiful. Take a look at this take a look at the fine thyme. I planted these exactly a week ago. Bandania and sweet peppers. Let's take a look at how the soil coming. Nice. I added some blue corn. Tomatoes beginning to flower, and the lettuce that I have planted underneath them are doing so beautiful. Take a look at the fine thyme. Bhaji plants coming good, but again some problems with the birds too. Parsley is doing really good. As you can see, I added some blue corn. Our little experiment is coming along nicely. These patches are only being wet once for the day. This pepper tree has mites. I'm definitely going to have to get some mite medicine, or else this pepper tree would not survive. This chorai bhaji is in the flowering stage, so I just want to get some seeds and then I'm going to uproot this plant. Do we want to use chemicals in our gardens, especially things like insecticide, pesticides? Definitely not, especially if we are close to harvesting our goods. Nevertheless, sometimes you're just facing a situation, as with these young pepper plants. At this point in time, the plant in its early stage of life, it still has about 2 months to bear. You need to treat those mites. These body plants are doing really good. Very soon, they will have to be transplanted. Here, our eggplant seedlings are doing extremely well. The tomatoes, one died. These other three are still surviving. I am seeing promising signs of fresh growth at the terminal buds. This is supposed to be Corylli seeds in these pots, but as I was telling mommy this morning, apparently it's cassava Corylli abai. They're not growing up, they're growing down. So I may just put one of the body plants in each of these. The fine thyme is doing really great in this early morning sun. Bougainvillas blooming beautifully. Liba, you will love to see them. Oregano plant is doing really good. Crown of thorns, ficus beginning to grow back. I want to trim this back a bit, form like a little ball here. And our periwinkles look beautiful, being overlooked by that little statuette. And look at this beautiful bougainvillea. This is the first time it's in bloom. I added some blue corn. So just for your information, I have here a 2 gallon. This is actually 2.5 gallons, right? And yesterday I mixed 2 tablespoons of Nutrex, and all the plants in this garden was given some Nutrex, and then I added blue corn. So the mixture for mature seedlings is 1 tablespoon to a gallon of water. And the thing about it is, you have to know when to really fertilize your plants. This is the first fertilizing that I did, with Nutrex, are water soluble, and I did it because the size of these plants, I know there's roots. If you don't have roots, then the plant cannot take up the fertilizers. So never fertilize. If a plant is looking as though it is struggling, do not fertilize. And please be aware that fertilizing is not the use of chemicals. That is the use of fertilizers. Plants, just like us, they need their nutrition, their NPKs, in particular nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And just a quick little lesson: NPK, N is for nitrogen, P is for phosphorus, and the K is for potassium. Purpose of nitrogen: plants such as the thyme, the lettuce, they require nitrogen. So for greenery, leaves, new branches, you're looking to get something high in nitrogen. Phosphorus is particularly for roots. So if you're going to buy a rooting salt, it's going to be high in phosphorus. And we come down now to potassium. Potassium, which is, blue corn is high in potassium. It's very good for plant cells and also for flowering purposes. So for fruits, for flowers and fruits, including ornamental plants, something high in potassium is going to give you a lot of flowers. And in turn, if it's vegetables, then you get fruits. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little clip today. Next time I'm doing some fertilizing, I will definitely make a video. However, if you want to do some fertilizing yourself, one of the things you should bear in mind is do it in the cool of the afternoon. I usually wet my plants in the morning, and in the afternoon time, that's when I'm going to apply my liquid fertilizer. You want to be soaking ground that is already wet. Otherwise, the chemical is just going to filter through the soil very quickly. In upcoming videos, I want to introduce little ideas how you could do simple irrigation in your garden. So I have done this stuff before on my brother's channel, Lyndon Batiste, where we did a COVID-19 garden. So definitely I want to show you all little things we could do to wet this garden efficiently. So hope you enjoyed this clip, and happy gardening, guys. Enjoy your Easter weekend. Enjoy it to the fullest. This is your boy Sana Trini for life, Lasana Batiste, saying be safe and be planting. We out.